Hi, Matikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Guys, whatever you are doing, please stop it. Stop whatever you are doing and listen very carefully. Because what is happening right now in that courtroom of Judge Rata, it is not just testimony. It is not just defense strategy. It is definitely not coincidence. What we are watching or what we are witnessing unfolding is a direct attack on the spine of this case. We know what is the spine of this case most, right? We know where it is standing, not the witnesses, not the timelines, not the emotions, the confessions. And the most confession that is the spine is that of accused number two, that was done in front of who? Magistrate Cronier, yes. And once confessions start collapsing, everything collapses with them. We know that this confession is going to collapse because it was illegally taken. Mm-hmm. Because Undanzi had no representative and there was false representative of Undanzi. Yes, it's collapsing in all those technicalities. Those are very wrong things that happened there. From the outside, it might look like a reputation. It sounds like things we've already heard, but that's the trap, okay? Because this is not reputation, this is reconstruction of things that have already been said. Advocate Ramsipili is not leading evidence here. He is rebuilding the crime scene of the confessions themselves, especially the ones from Boxback, the one from Boxback court. And that tells you one thing immediately. Ramsipile knows exactly where the state is vulnerable. He knows because Ramsipile sits and prepares, guys. Because in this trial, no confession, no case. No confession, no case. So let's be brutally honest here. Strip away the headlines, strip away emotions, strip away the noise. What is the state really standing on? I'll wait. Exactly. On confessions. That's where they are standing. That is why the so-called trial within a trial was never a side issue. It was a real trial itself, by the way, in my opinion. In my opinion. Everything else you've watched is built on top of the real trial. Everything else you've seen or you've watched is built on top of that ruling from that trial within a trial. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that ruling came from Judge Ratamukwatleng. He admitted the confessions. Do you remember? But listen carefully. He said it's a ruling, not a verdict. So meaning he can take them out when he sees Uguti. He did not seal them in stone. No, no, he did not do the writing of the hand of God with the 10 commandments. That's not what he did. He said, let's put them here. We want to see what's inside, and then I'll decide whether what's inside is something that I can use or not. That's what he did. He left the door open. And now the defense is trying to kick that door off its hinges. That is what Oram Sipile is doing currently. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but that is exactly where Ramza is. Now, on one side, you have Ukenel Rapatu, right? His version is clean. Confessions taken by the book, according to him. He says it's clean, not me. Seps priest scripts followed, no cohesion, no pressure, no misconduct. But not accused number two. Mm-mm. But now that accused number two steps forward and says that version is incomplete and dishonest. And this is critical because now he is the person that was supposedly with Urapat, right? He is not arguing about the paper, he is arguing about the people. Because if the police lied once, everything they touch becomes contaminated. That is what is great about this. Watch Advocate Ramsipile very carefully. Don't rush him, please. Do not rush him. He doesn't rush into the confession itself. He rewinds time. He goes back to the arrest, the treatment of the accused, the behavior of the officers, what was said, what was not said, and why. Because if the police were dishonest before the confession becomes legally unsafe. That is not drama. That is how confessions die in court. And Ramasipile, my guys, knows this. He knows it. He knows. He knows exactly. He knows. Now, here is where the state has a serious problem. We were told these confessions were voluntarily, independent, freely given. But if that was true, they should corroborate each other, shouldn't they? They should corroborate each other. And they don't. All three of them, they don't. They don't. There's a lot of things that are not happening right, are not happening right, or did not happen right. According to the confessions, I choose number 5 was the driver of the getaway car. I choose number 4, sat near the window. I choose number 2 and 3, entered the house. I choose number 1, patrolled the yard. Sounds neat, right? Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, perfect. Until you actually compare the details. The movements don't line up, the roles don't fully align, the timelines wobble. And that raises a dangerous question. Were these confessions independently remembered or collectively constructed? But wait, even if they were collectively constructed, something is not right. I choose number 1's confessions. They are talking about different people. I choose number 2 are talking about the people that are sitting there in the dock. While they are busy talking about that, the first confession with Rapatu is not fully detailed. The second confession in front of the magistrate is too detailed. Why is that? Make it make sense. And why is the confession of I choose number 1 not fully detailed, but with different names? Also talking about Sabata, which was on a Saturday. Now let us be very clear. The judge has already accepted the state's version for now, right? That means the defense is climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. But the judge also said something crucial. I can still be convinced otherwise. So if that door is open, that means that is legal language for show me the cracks and I will take the bricks myself. If the wall is breaking, I will remove and let it fall apart myself. That's what I'm hearing him say. And that is exactly what I choose number 2 is trying to do. Brick by brick, crack by crack, stone by stone, whatever you call it. But that's what he is doing. Now, this is not about just Umongani dancing. This is about all 5 of them because they are charged on common purpose case. That means if one is guilty, Danzi can be guilty alone. First of all, let's start there. He can be guilty alone and also be guilty because of the so-called state confession. But also they could be found guilty because of common purpose, all of them. If one confession collapses, others become vulnerable. That's why lawyers like advocates, Nxumalo is a watchdog. You must be very careful of him. He's a watchdog. He doesn't talk too much. He speaks only when there is a need. When the need arises, and when he speaks, you hear that he has spoken. You do. That is why no advocate Mshololo and Mnise are like watching every word, note by note. That their questions won't be random questions. They will be surgical questions because no one wants their client to become the anchor that sinks everyone else. Everyone is working very hard there. So if you are confused right now, that's okay. We understand. It's normal. This phase of the trial is not designed for spectators. It is designed for judges. But here is the warning, though. If you don't follow the groundwork now that Ramasipile is doing, you will not understand the explosion later. You won't. You will ask questions. So how did we get there? Because when the defense finally attacks the state head on, they will reference everything being built right now. They will do that. So what I'm trying to say to you is simple. Just plain Jane. Pay attention to everything that is happening in that courtroom. Every detail matters. Every inconsistency matters. Every omission matters. Because once the confessions fall, cases don't weaken, they collapse. That's what happens, because that is where the next phase of this trial is going, and it's going to get things very dangerous for the state. I don't know what is their hope, but it is what it is. Things are going to fall apart one by one, bit by bit. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Please make sure you don't forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel, and I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.